how was your upbringing? Where did you grow up, bro?
As a first generation Mexican American,
Right.
we were terrified of our parents because it was discipline. It
Yeah.
was consequences. My dad wasn't a present dad, not because he was a lowlife. My dad is the hardest working person that I know. I think my parents did the best that they could with what they knew. My parents had it rough.
Does your success make others feel uncomfortable?
My success is offensive to people. People that I grew up with probably look at me and be like, we come from the same place and this guy's excelled, but yet I'm still here. The key ingredient to success is being disciplined. Like, dog, you need to have self-control.
Like, who got you into real estate?
The first person that introduced me to real estate was my dad.
Yeah.
And I think that was a turning point in my life.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
Well, you're the man, the myth, the legend, the guy behind True Hustle Podcast. Very little people know about you, bro. So, I'm glad you're doing this, bro, because you're stepping outside, it's something different. But, the people want to know, how was your upbringing? Where did you grow up, bro?
It ain't no secret. Everybody knows I'm from Huntington Park. That's where I grew up at, in the inner city. I think, I grew up in HP, Huntington Park. I went to all the schools in Huntington Park, Miles Elementary, Gate Junior High, and Huntington Park High School. So, and everybody knows Huntington Park, is super paisa, super Mexican. So that's where I grew up at, dog. And I'm proud. I fucking rep the city all the time.
So growing up, did you hang out with the paisas or the cholos? Fool?
Fuck, fool. I hung out with the cholos, way.
Okay.
I was bald. We were the cool kids, though.
Okay.
Now as a parent, I'm like, nah, that's not the cool kids, But, the way me and my friends grew up, we were the cool kids, but for the wrong reasons. So
okay, for the wrong reasons. Now, were you guys cholos that spoke Spanish in school, or was it not cool to speak Spanish when you were?
You know what? This whole entire movement that's going on now, it wasn't like that before.
No.
So the Spanish scene, or like Spanish music, or being our culture being embraced the way it is now, it wasn't like that before. It was just, it had the beginning stages of it, because I went from listening to rap to listening to Chalino, Las Voces del Rancho, that's my era. Jorge Gamboa, fucking El Original de la Sierra, Jilguero, what's it called? Saul Viera, all that. So
did you rock Air Force or ostrich shoes?
I was telling what's it called, Edgar?
Yeah.
I always wanted those ostrich boots or these shoes, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were pretty broke, so none of that.
Yeah, they were pretty expensive.
Cortezes, homie. That's what we had, dog.
Hey, how expensive were Cortezes back in the day?
Like $39.
Oh, so they're pretty they were like buying Chucks.
Yeah.
Sort of, right? Because I know ostrich shoes were like $250, $300.
Yeah, full, and we didn't have that shit in high school, dog.
This is before sneaker hits.
Before all that shit, dog.
Damn. So so you were not paisa, right? Like,
I don't want to say no, I don't think so. I started listening to paisa music, like corridos and everything, like in the 11th grade, like 10th, 11th grade.
Towards like senior year.
Yeah, like we were like super fucking puros pinches corridos. Like.
Cruising in Huntington Park.
Hell, yeah, Pacific, fool, you already know.
Damn. That sucks that made that shit illegal to cruise down there, huh?
I know.
Did you ever go cruising in East LA, or that was not your thing?
Nah,
you kind of stayed in Southeast LA.
We stayed in that little box. So it's like the furthest we would go it was like Southgate, Bell,
Montebello, no?
Nah.
Too far, right?
It was too far. So we were like, me and all my friends, we stayed in that little box in HP.
And when you guys would go cruising, you guys would cruise from HP, from La Pacific, all the way to Long Beach, or
La Pacific,
to Linwood? ¿Hasta donde termina o hasta donde?
To like Linwood.
Linwood, okay.
And then like if you went the opposite side on Pacific, I say like Vernon, and you go to Alameda Swap Meet. Whoo, memories right there, dog. I love me to swap me, bro.
What would you describe the perfect car for cruising? Like, if you can build your own cruising car right now, like, what would it look like?
Fuck, I don't know, because I didn't really... A fucking una mamalona? You know, that's what... The mamalonas were fucking in back then, but they didn't call them mamalonas, you know?
No. Everybody had the super sport Chevy 4x4,
Yeah.
2-door. And is it safe that, I mean, you say you grew up more with the cholo, so like that created, like, you were doing some fuck shit, right? Like when you were younger in high school and stuff, like.
Well, I think, yeah, we were into
Desmadrosos.
doing desmadre, you know, smoking weed, drinking, all through like high school. I mean, that was our thing. We would ditch, you know, do shit like that, bro.
Did your parents ever find out that you did some of this stuff, or like that you smoke weed, or this is gonna be an exclusive right here?
My parents, they watch every episode too. My mom caught me with a joint, bro.
Oh,
I
shit.
still remember. She was like, ¿Quién es esto? Pues yo no sé. ¿De dónde lo sacaste? De tu cuarto, hijo de tu puta madre. And I'm like, yo no sé, ama. Yo no sé quién lo trajo.
Yo no sé quién lo puso ahí.
Hijo de tu pinche madre, si está en tu cuarto. I'm like, and I denied it, but
okay.
that's how she caught me. She was like, hijo de la chinga, le voy a decir a tu papá.
Dang.
Every Mexican family, you know when they say, le voy a decir a tu papá, fool, you're going to get an ass whooping, dog. Like, no le digas, por favor. A tener unos potazos.
Yeah, everybody's scared of their dad, bro. Like,
Everybody's scared of their dad. I mean, at least I was, you know?
Okay.
At least that generation of us growing up in the 90s as a first generation Mexican American.
Right.
We were terrified of our parents because there was discipline. There was
Yeah.
consequences. There was no in between.
It's like our dads wouldn't say much, but they were there to enforce it, right? Like,
Look, my dad wasn't a present dad.
okay.
Because,
But not because he was a lowlife.
not because he was a lowlife. My dad is the hardest working person that I know, aside from me. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got it from. So what I mean by he wasn't present is that my dad would work from like 8 to like 6. So by the time he would get home, he was tired, bro. He was like, fuck, I got to do this shit all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So in that sense, he wasn't present. Like he would, I still remember going to like, you know, getting my awards in elementary and, you know, getting like
Growing
recognized
up,
for being fucking smart. And I would look at the freaking audience and I'm like looking for my dad and he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
But my dad is the one that was like, no, voy a trabajar, cabrón.
Okay.
No pude ir porque tengo que trabajar.
All right. So then that's kind of a valid reason, right? Like, he had to provide, you know?
Now I understand it.
As a kid, you don't understand it.
As a
bro.
kid, we don't understand. But as an adult, now I'm like, damn, fool. How do you do it?
Yeah, I feel it. So when your mom caught you with that joint, did that affect the relationship you had with her, with your parents? Or how was your
Nah.
relationship before and after that situation?
Shit, my mom's a G, bro. It didn't change much, you know? My mom, no matter what.
Kept it 100.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, she's your mom, fool, you know, like.
Fuck. Puta madre. I don't know how it feels to be on this side. God damn. Fuck. All right. Continue with the questions.
Let's go. Well, you got this, dog. You know, like, you know, sometimes it takes doing something like this to reflect and kind of see, damn, our parents have done a lot more than we've seen or that we've recognized them for, you know? So, I mean, it's not easy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, especially for someone who is grateful for them, for your parents, because you're blessed to still have your parents, bro. So, you know, I'm sure it's nice to be able to be like, damn, you know, my jefitos did a lot for me.
That's why I do so much for them now.
Yeah.
You see, as a parent, for people to talk shit about your kids is probably the worst feeling.
Yeah.
So now that I've changed like my whole family dynamic and they brag about me so much, I want them to keep that same energy.
Right.
That when people would talk shit about me because I'm like, tu hijo vale verga.
Yeah.
And they had to put their head down like, fuck, he's fucking...
Yeah, still support you.
He's not the best child, but he's still my child.
Right.
But now I feel like, because at the beginning when I started doing like really, really great things, they would brag about me and I'm like, hey, cálmate, you know? And then I stopped that shit.
Okay.
Because of who the fuck am I to tell them not to brag about their kid when all the bullshit that all the family gave, that the family would give them because of me, because I was a black sheep. Like, who the fuck am I to tell them, hey, don't be proud? Look at everything you went through.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, fuck it, do your thing.
Yeah.
Brag.
Because, I know a little bit, you know, from hanging out with you a little bit more. Like, you speak about being a bad kid growing up, bro. Like, you were desmadroso, right? Like,
it's not in between.
It's a lot of...
Which I'm not condoning, and I don't think it's cool. My daughter watches some of these, you know, so I don't ever want her to feel like we were just misguided.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course. And I mean, it's different, too, because, like you said, you know, growing up without your dad kind of not being present because he had to work. But, you know, your parents did the best they could with what they know in the moment, right? Kind of like Ted said. And I feel like you now have the tools to not do the same with your kids or your daughter than your dad. Even though as someone who works a lot, like you still make time, you know, you still go to your daughter's like rehearsals and the dance practice and stuff. So like, I'm sure she understands that too, you know, or at least she sees that and doesn't feel the need to rebel, right? Like, I mean, as a father, how would
I love my children, bro. I think my parents did the best that they could with what they knew. My parents had it rough. They grew, you know, they're from a fucking pueblo. I'm talking about, like, that shit is like, when you go over there and now it looks nice and it still looks shitty, then you think about how, like, it was, like, for my mom's pueblo, San Marcos. Oh, my God, bro. I was just there. I couldn't believe it.
How bad it was?
Yeah, bro. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Why? Like, it looked poor or like...
It's poor. It's poor as fuck, bro.
Okay, so here's... Do they have running water?
Yes. But, I mean, I didn't stop by to the actual houses, but I'm sure that they
Oh, you just visited? Like
no,
your
I want to go visit my grandma.
Oh, so
she
your
was
grandma
buried
lives
there.
Oh, she was buried there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's buried there, and we just passed by, and then my uncle was like, mira, ahí vivimos. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it just gives you perspective, you know? They did the best that they could with what they knew. Now I need to do the best as a parent with what I know now.
Right.
And I think that's my biggest flex in life.
Okay.
Is I'm going to be the best parent that I possibly could to my kids.
To your children.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
This is the first time in my life that I'm not selfish.
Right.
I've been selfish in my life to get to where I'm at, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I mean, you're a pretty successful man.
Yeah.
Like success, you know, you definitely, like you said, you sacrifice a lot of things. You've been selfish to be where you're at now. Like, does your success make others feel uncomfortable, or does it offend others that you are where you're at, coming from where you came from?
I think that's a great question, sir. You're probably learning from the best. I think my success is offensive to people. How? Because people that I grew up with probably look at me and be like, how the fuck is that fair? How did we come from the same place and this guy's excelled tremendously and he's done a lot of great things, but yet I'm still here. And that comparison robs them from their joy, and then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, damn, like, there's no right or wrong here. Everybody picks their own path. I just chose this route, and I'm pretty good at what I do. And, you know, it shouldn't make you feel anything. It shouldn't make you feel more or less than.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it definitely makes sense. Do you do you believe that some people may have peaked in high school or like right after high school, and
Man,
their peak was kind of like, you know, why? That's why it's so hard for them to understand. Like, damn, like I was up here, and you know, you were down here, and then the tables turn.
I love truth, and I love the truth. I think that certain people in high school did peak, and after high school, they started getting into the shit that I was doing
When you were younger,
at 13, 14. And I had my firstborn at 18. So I needed to fucking get my shit together. So I needed to get rid of the hanging out, drinking, all that shit. Like, dog, come on, man. Like, I got to get my shit together. And I feel like they picked that shit up later.
yeah,
And it affected them in a way that, you know, maybe stunt their growth. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I can see that. I can see that being like an issue for, you know, for people that, you know, in general, you know, because there is a lot of people. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of statistics that show that, you know, like 80% or 85% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And I feel like part of that is that people don't know what they're doing with their lives. They have no direction, right? They think this is what they want. They don't do, like you said, they start like, oh, well, I never had that. Let me have that. And then they start doing dumb shit. And then they have kids. So it's harder to climb out of that hole into success because they're doing just all over the place. They're all over the place, right? So like, what was it for you that changed your mindset? Was it your kid or like that changed your mindset into like, you know what, me tengo que poner las pilas?
there's this event that changed my life. I dropped out of high school at 16. I dropped out of high school and I started working at a fucking factory, which is it's still there actually, in Pico Rivera. So I would work from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. I was 16. I'm talking about loading. I'll be fucking loading, right?
Yeah.
So my coworkers were literally homeless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those were my coworkers. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And you know, once we finished early, so we went to the liquor store, we bought some 40 ounces, and I had one of my coworkers. We were drinking a beer, we're drinking a 40, and he looks at me and he tells me, ¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? And I'm like, pues trabajando, güey. And he's like, ¿Tú quieres hacer como yo? Mírame, valgo verga.
Damn.
I was like, what the fuck? He's throwing up on himself after like 3 beers. Like, this is a real fucking moment. And I'm never going to forget this. He's like, ¿Tú quieres hacer como yo, cabrón? Mírame, valgo verga. Mi vida vale verga. No hice nada, cabrón. Y tú tienes todo por delante y aquí estás con nosotros. Damn, fool, that shit stuck with me.
Damn.
And I think at that time, I lied on my application. I said I was 18. Then they found out that I wasn't. And the next week, they fired me. Bro, I took that as a sign. I think God has guided me so much.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, I hear you loud and clear. I was like, man, I need to go back to school, dog. I need to do something. Like, I can't fucking be here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Getting paid like $250? I was like, nah, dog, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And I think that was a turning point in my life.
Okay.
That I was like,
And this is, you had your son by this point?
no,
or
I was
yet?
16.
Okay.
And then that's when I was like, I gotta get my shit together. I gotta go back to school. I gotta graduate. I gotta do something. I gotta go to college. Like, I gotta do something, you know? And I think that was a big turning point,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And then I started doing, I went back to school. I started doing great because I'm pretty smart, you know? I'm a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
So,
you're
you know?
pretty bright.
But
yeah.
just that, I didn't have direction.
So walk us through that process, bro. Like, all right, you finally decided you're getting your life together. Like, did you go to someone to be like, hey, you know, maybe someone you looked up to, a cousin, a friend that were like, hey, bro, like, help me out. Like, did you go see a counselor to be like, yo, okay, I'm done. Like, what do I need to take? What are the actions I need to take? Or what happened?
Actually, when I re-enrolled back into Southgate High School, which they had already kicked me out, but my parents moved to Southgate, then we became residents. It became a homeschool. so we were residents. I had a counselor reach out to me like, hey, look, you can still make it if you join this program where we bus you to LA Harvard College. You get college credits, which are worth twice that high school credits will be worth.
Kind of like college credits?
Yeah. So I was taking college classes at 16. And he put me in this program. He's like, look, if you do this, and if you come to after school classes, like you could make it and graduate on time. I was like, man, what I got to do, dog? This, I'm going to do it.
Done.
And I fucking did it.
So then
I made up like fucking, bro.
So thereafter, you would go home and just stay home and do homework and catch up.
I would do all my shit, catch up, and do it again, Monday through Friday.
Every
that
day.
Shit, that moment in my life where that guy, I forgot his name too, dude.
Yeah. Do you remember?
That shit just fucking.
Can you like close your eyes and picture his face? Like you can remember what he looked like, or
Vaguely,
vaguely?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty wild scene, bro. Like someone throwing up on themselves, telling you, "Hey, estás valiendo verga aquí con nosotros también." You know?
That's a true story, dog.
That's pretty intense, bro. Like
that's hella intense.
That's like a movie, bro.
There's a lot of shit that I've been through that it's like a movie, dog. It's just kind of like, but I just think that God had a bigger purpose for me.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the only logical explanation to some of the things that I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fuck, what? And nothing happened, and this and that. I'm like, oh man.
Did you ever have a positive role model in your life that you were like down? Like, you know, we all have that one person where like, fuck, if I let them down, like that hurts.
We really didn't have positive role models growing up. The only ones were my parents, you know.
Just your parents.
But they were immigrants. They were, you know.
Pero ni un tío ni nada que you're like, oh, this is my favorite uncle and this was doing all right, you know. Like I kind of want to be like where he's.
You know what? I was I don't think at the early stages of my life, like in my teenage years, like a lot of people weren't fucking with me. Like a lot of people turned their back on me.
Okay.
You know, like, nah, este va a valer verga. Those vibes.
So you had a lot of haters, like a lot of people that were not believing.
They weren't
in you.
haters. They were just like, fuck, look at this fool.
But you know what? I heard this quote, and this probably applies right here perfect. It's like, they're only haters if you prove them wrong. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then they were right. And they're not haters. And that's a bar, bro. Like,
well, I just think I didn't have support like that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the children or the kids in the inner city that are out there running the streets, doing things that they're not supposed to, we get fucking the cold shoulder, dog. And people ain't fucking with us like that. And people ain't supporting us like
people
that.
turn your back on you, right?
Dog. Like, I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't forget.
Oh, bro. And then, like, you have, like, first-hand, second-hand experience with, you know, teenagers and youth having problem and, you know, because, I mean, that's something that you did in your early life, too, right?
And that's why I did it.
Oh, that's why you did it, because you're like, I'm trying to help and get back.
Look, bro, I'm never gonna. You know how fucked up it feels that for people to like turn your back on you, talk shit. Like, you know, I could just imagine what I put my parents through, bro.
Right.
That's not cool, man. You know, as a parent now, I'm like, oh, no, mames, I fucking, oh hell nah. I wouldn't want that. So to me, it's like some of those things I ain't never gonna forget. Mm-hmm. Like I would try to go ask one of my cousins, like, hey, help me get this job. Like, fool, you're on your own. That's why I'm so resilient.
Oh, that you would come to your cousins,
so like,
hazme un paro,
yeah,
and they're like, nah.
Un paro, way, give me a job here. Like, nah, way. I ain't gonna put out my name for you.
Yeah. Damn, so he was really fucking up for people to tell you like that, like.
And I wasn't even like I was.
Oh, this
just
is when you're on your path to.
Yeah, I was
greatness.
just out there fucking hanging out, not taking things serious. It wasn't like I was fucking. It wasn't like over the top either, you know. Yeah. It was just fucking a hoodlum, bunch of little hoodlums running around, bro. Like,
yeah, but you still remember how fucked up it was when people turned their back on you.
That's why I don't act like that with people. I mean, I can't help everybody,
right?
But if I can, I will. and I don't turn my back on people.
Yeah.
But I developed, like, I know how to keep people at a
distance.
At a healthy distance too. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, you know, like as you become more successful, like it's like you know, it's part of your responsibility to kind of weed out those that, you know, just want to hand off, right? Because like you say, you can't help out everybody, right?
Yeah.
But you have a good heart, you know. I think, and maybe you can. The reason why you have a good heart is because you have good parents, right? That have a good heart.
I grew up paisa as fuck.
Okay.
And I have the best upbringing ever. I have morals, values,
work ethic,
just a great heart. Because mostly all Latinos, we come from a good place.
Mm-hmm.
So all those qualities, they're from my parents.
Okay.
They raised us that way.
Nice.
So to me, that shit right there, yeah, they weren't present or they were really cold. They didn't
They're
know
not
how to.
perfect, yeah.
They didn't know how to, love us. Mm-hmm. But they gave us everything else.
Yeah. Did you grow up in, like, were your parents like religious, or like did you grow up with any kind of beliefs?
Hell yeah, I did my fucking primera comunión in Santa Marta,
Hey.
in HP, bro.
So, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Right down fucking Florence, bro.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we grew up super religious, Catholic.
Is it Santa Marta or San Mateus?
One of those. I think Santa Marta's the one on Seville then.
No, Santa Marta. Santa Marta is a different one. 'Cause Santa Rosa de Lima is the one in Maywood. Not that one.
Yeah, no.
San Matias is the one.
Okay, well, one of those right there on state.
Okay.
I still have the picture. Boom.
Right there, Primera Comunión.
See,
That's
fool.
cool.
I'm gonna put it and watch. Post it, clip it, like this, like a little good boy right there. I was a good boy. I was a great kid.
All right, so did you go to the first communion that was a catecismo, or?
So I went to catecismo. I went to everything. Fool.
All right, fool,
and I had the rosario like this.
I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why I asked, fool, is because I did my first communion, but I didn't go to catecismo.
Oh, this fool cheated.
Yes. So I know I'm not the only Mexican out there, fool, because I had a tío who was a priest, and he would come once or twice a year and would just gather everybody and their mamas, whoever wanted to do primera comunión, bautizo, whatever, confirmación, and he'll charge people, like, all right, and then he'll just, like, give you a test, like, a couple of days before the ceremony.
Damn, fool, that's not godly, fool.
It's not, fool, but
what the fuck?
But let's be honest, a lot of Mexicans I raised Catholic, and they're like fake Catholic. Like, they don't go to church. They only go to church cuando les conviene, cuando les la gana. So, like, were you that type of style of Catholic?
Nah, shit.
Or did you go to church every
I remember
week
going to church every Sunday.
Okay, so they
Like
practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, I did my community service.
Yeah, I'm
at
a
church.
fake ass Catholic fool, dog.
Yeah,
like,
nah, my parents, I remember, like, we would pray together.
Okay.
Like, my dad would be like, todos a rezar.
Oh, for real? It's your dad.
We'll forget on our knees. And
Your
shit.
dad?
Yeah. So
Oh,
we'll pray as a
shit.
family. It slowly faded.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I remember that they're probably going to be like, oh, fucking crying and shit, dog.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting, bro, because at least in my family, like, my mom and, like all the females kind of carry that, like, hay que rezar, you know? Like,
Nah, we were fucking...
like,
as
the
a
men were,
family,
like,
fool.
the men are men in my family. Like, háblame cuando ya esté la comida servida en la mesa, you know? Like, they're not like, oh, let's pray, you know? Like, nah, they leave that to the women to be like, okay, hay que
Nah, fool,
rezar.
we
you
were
know?
praying
Like,
together, fool.
damn, that's dope.
But my dad ran the show. And
That's
he still runs the show. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
it's straight Mexican household, bro. Like, my mom never worked.
Yeah.
My dad always was a provider. He's a fucking real man.
Real man, huh?
You know what I mean? Like, you know, mi vieja no trabaja,
Yeah, be proud of that shit, huh?
Fucking home cooked meals every day.
Like, the best.
Well, one of the things that I
best.
regret is not embracing those home cooked meals as a youngster, because I wanted to be cool and go eat pizza and
You wanna
burgers
eat
with,
Burger King.
you know, and I'm like, fool, we had some bomb ass fucking home cooked meals, dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, okay, but now you're a man of faith, right? Like,
Yeah, I got baptized in the Christian church.
okay. How long ago was this?
My daughter was like 2 years old, so like 6.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so you've been at it for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay,
I owe God everything.
that's what's up. I
I
like
do.
that. You know, like, why do you say that?
Bro, there's some situations that, shit, I'm still here.
Yeah,
Could have gone left.
could have gone real.
And you
left.
know when it goes too left, it's all fucked up.
and it
you
goes
know?
too left that you can't straighten up no more.
Yeah, I was like, man, but I just, I'm a man of faith because I think he's protected me, he's carried me, and he's put the right people in my life, the right investments in my life, the
For
right
sure.
everything in my life, you know? And I think he's very wise on when he puts certain things in my life, like my children. You know, he put them in my life at a perfect time. Like, hey, wait, you're fucking up. Boom.
Damn.
Then when I was like heavily drinking again, partying, woo, boom, my daughter.
Your daughter.
Like, boom, and now my son. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And now you don't. I mean, you don't drink now, right? Like,
nah, man. I think if you want to reach heights and if you want to maximize your potential and reach heights that you think are not attainable, you need to have the right mindset and you need to have clarity. Smoking and drinking will fog your thought process and won't allow you to perform on all cylinders
at your highest level.
at your highest level. It won't happen. So to me, and plus I was doing too much.
Yeah. Okay.
People like to lie to themselves. That's a big problem when you lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself and identify what the fuck you're doing wrong. And back up, come up with a plan and execute. I did it. Shit, I went to church, bro.
Where did you find?
I went to church and I said, help me.
Oh, okay. So
As an adult, like I needed to
Yeah.
stop drinking.
that's why you got baptized as an adult, as a Christian, because you went to God in the
Yeah.
time where you.
I sat in church and I was
you were
like,
damn, like, I
sat-
need you.
Yeah,
I
I
need
sat in
help.
church and I was like, you know what? I know you're gonna bless me. I was like 32, 31. I was like, I know you're gonna continue blessing me, and I see what's coming. I knew it was coming. I see, I'm destined for greatness.
And this at this point, where were you in your success? Were you just like starting off?
No, I already had a couple properties.
and you were already kind of like,
Yeah,
all
I was
right, I'm
already like,
chilling,
I was
yeah.
licensed already.
Yeah.
But I just felt that a lot of great things were gonna come, and I didn't want to fuck them up by fucking drinking,
Doing some
and
dumb shit, getting a
doing
DUI. or-
DUI crash. You never know what could happen. So I surrendered. I was saved. I said, man, help me. Like literally,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sat there at the church, like, help me. Just I'm gonna make the changes. I
Yeah.
see what you're gonna bless me with. I just gotta start making changes now.
Gotcha.
And then boom.
Everything just kind of
She went even more bananas.
yeah, fell, yeah. Okay. All right. Would you say that like, how did your family receive that, growing up Catholic, and then you coming out and saying, hey, you know what, I'm being baptized as a Christian? Because I know that's a big thing in the Mexican household. If they're not Christians and they're Catholic, like they look at Christians like the ops. Like it's a whole gang, bro. So, like, was your family receptive to you being like, hey, you know what? I'm from now on, I'm Christian. I don't want to hear about the Virgin Mary, or like, how, like,
I still dabble in both though.
okay,
So it's not like
so you're like católico cristiano, like,
yeah, fool.
like, all right.
I was raised Catholic, fool. I have a Virgin Mary in my house. I have a Virgin Mary in my office. I have a Virgin Mary
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact: when I submit an offer on a property that I'm gonna keep, and I see a Virgin Mary, I feel like that's my sign.
That's it.
I bought 3 properties like that.
What do you mean that you see
True
the
story.
What do you mean that you see the Virgin Mary?
Like the tenants have the Virgin, like my Downey ones. When I walked in there, I'm like, they had a freaking shrine.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I want these.
yeah.
I want these.
That's a sign. I thought you were talking.
Not
about,
all of them though. The majority.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about like the Virgin Mary. You know how sometimes se apareció en el tree.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
you know,
no,
or
no,
like,
I see her.
or like there's a mancha and it looks. Let the
yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, oh no, that's the Virgin
Yeah,
Mary telling
yeah.
me. So your family was pretty receptive about
My family
like,
didn't care.
they didn't criticize
She's
you.
like, man, you're gonna stop doing what? You're not gonna drink no more. You're gonna be a shit.
okay.
Shit. We support you 1,000%. Because my wife is Christian, bro.
Yeah,
She's not Catholic,
and she grew up Christian.
and she grew up Christian. But I just needed to be more involved in church. Period. You know, so to me it was like, even though I'm Christian, I still Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria every morning, bro.
Yeah,
Every morning.
every morning.
Every morning.
Padre Nuestro, Ave María,
Every morning.
Madre de Dios. Is it that one? Is it the
Yeah.
one?
That's how Mexican I am.
Yeah, that and your.
Before I get in the car every morning, not kind of, bro.
Now you do it. You do you.
I cannot start my day sin un Padre Nuestro, una Ave María every morning.
And you do that like devotionally to that, or as you're like kind of brushing your teeth and you're kind of getting your coffee, you're
No.
like praying.
I never pray in my house. I pray when I'm by myself in the car
So you get in your car and then you
Yeah,
pray.
then I pray.
Every morning.
every morning.
Nice. Nice. So you don't do you talk with God?
Yeah.
Like, you know how as
I-
Christians you don't really pray, but you're like, hey God, just please look out after me, and
When I pray, I don't pray for material things. I pray for Him to give me health and the durability
right.
to continue to do this.
Okay.
And I'm just like, just give me the strength. I'll take care of everything else. Just give me health. Give my family health. And I got this. And I will continue being a great son,
Right.
like blessing others.
So you definitely feel like, okay, do you feel now like you made up for all those years growing up?
Yeah, but I
Or you
wasn't
s-
doing like bad shit to people. We were
No, I
just
know,
like-
but you were just being a knucklehead, you
Yeah.
know? You were like, being easily influenced
Yeah.
by bad habits and doing dumb shit that you're not proud of, but like you still stressed out your parents, bro. So like you feel like a guilt, right? Like fuck. Like you feel like, all right, like, we've
I felt guilt for a lot of years.
okay.
And like for Mother's Day, I would cry a lot. But I accepted it.
Okay.
So I just came to terms with it. I was like, man, there's nothing I could do.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
really
go back.
nothing you could do about your past. So I just feel like, man, fuck. Now I gotta make up for all that shit. So I fucking done so much for my parents, bro. Like,
Yeah, so-
it's crazy.
So, who do you have? Who were your mentors early on? Like when you were going through that transitioning of like, all right, I'm already going to college. I graduated. Like, who got you into real estate? How did you get started in real estate? Was it somebody that you knew was doing it and you're like, oh fuck, they're killing it, I need to do that? Or was it just kind of like, man, this shit that I'm doing here is whack, what can I do? Oh, let me just jump in real estate. Like, what prompted you to go that route?
The first person that introduced me to real estate was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And he's a realtor?
No.
Okay.
He just bought a couple of properties, and I seen he planted that seed, like my parents. I seen them like buy properties and they would go fix it themselves. Like they're fucking handy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what sparked that interest.
They're like, okay, that's
I was
what
like,
my
man,
parents-
what? And people pay you what? Homie, I think I'm gonna have to get in.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't understand the magnitude of it at the time, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I bought my first property at 22.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that it was gonna be the way it is now.
Yeah.
I just knew it was the right thing to do. But it was my parents who the ones that,
Yeah.
that sparked that, interest. But as far as like role models that I will see other people, nah.
So you never had like a mentor like growing up, or
At that age?
just like in anywhere between from then and now?
Oh, okay. Well, now I believe in mentorship
Okay.
because I'm educated.
Right.
I've educated myself in certain things, and
Right.
my mindset is different.
Right.
That mindset of a 22-year-old to a 40-year-old is completely different.
Right.
Now I have mentors. Now I pay people for mentorship.
Right.
Now I I invest in myself left and right. But back then, I think what 22-year-old is like
Thinking about that,
you know,
yeah,
like
it's rare.
I was just trying to work,
Party.
meet girls.
Yeah.
Back then. And, you know, be with my son.
Okay. So, all right. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, we're young. We don't really know about mentors.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't really know about mentors till like a few years ago, you know, like maybe 3-4 years ago. But it does make a difference, right? You would agree that it...
Actually, I did have one mentor.
Okay.
And he deserves to get mentioned.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with real estate.
It's all right. It's just someone who shaped who you are or your thought process.
When I started East LA College.
ELAC.
Yes, ELAC. Husky.
Last chance you, baby. Last chance you.
Well, first of all, let me explain a little bit of that experience.
Okay.
I had imposter syndrome going to college because I didn't feel worthy of being in college because all the bullshit that we went through, right? All the things that we did, and it's like all that negativity, like, no, vale verga.
Yeah.
That attitude. So I didn't feel worthy of, I have like imposter syndrome, like I don't belong here, dog.
Yeah.
Nobody looks like me. Nobody bald here.
Who
Nobody
am
with
I?
baggy pants. Like, I don't belong here. Oh, I wish I could go back and just be like, food,
Snap out of it.
snap out of it. But, you know, I had that imposter syndrome, but it was just the wrong mindset. And then I took my first criminal justice class with Mr. Santoyo. And he's the first Latino role model with the higher education, with a dope job.
Right. Cool person.
Cool person. He didn't really like me at the beginning. Kicked me out of his class once.
Hey, what he's seeing?
Yeah, Mr. Santoyo. I still talk to him. Cool as fuck.
Oh, you still talk to him?
Yeah. He's proud of me. I'm sure he is. Kicked me out of his class once. But I think he was the first one that I was like, oh, fuck, he has a great job, his degrees, and he teaches, and he fucking, he's just like that role model that,
Yeah.
you know, that
They kind of
I was
spark.
like, man, if he could do it, I could do it. So
And
I don't know if that answered your question.
No, yeah. But I guess, like, yeah, it did. You know, you had a mentor or someone that you aspire to be, right? Like, you're like, damn. Like, that's someone who kind of was the first person to kind of shape change your train of thought of like, oh shit, like if he's doing it, I can do it too, like you said, right? Damn, okay, like,
and he was a great person.
he was.
After he kicked me out, he like pulled me to the side and was like, you know why I kicked you out? Because this ain't high school, homie. You're over there talking the whole time I'm trying to teach.
Oh yeah, this was college. You like yourself.
I was like, all right, sir. Because I was respectful as fuck always.
Yeah.
You know? Unless you said some wild shit. But, you know, I was like, damn, all right. Sir, I'm going to get it together.
Yeah.
And I did. I took all my classes with him.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've never met this person you're talking about, but was this guy like a veterano, like an old cholo, but like had his shit together? You ever had
The
a teacher,
complete opposite.
You ever had a teacher like that?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Okay.
He was the only one that left like an imprint, like a, you know, he was slacks.
To the 9.
The opposite of what we were used to.
Yeah.
You know? Fucking, he was just always with his backpack. I don't know, maybe that's why I have a backpack.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was just an overall great role model.
That's what's up.
Like, of what a young Latino should be. You know, he's educated. He had all his shit right, you know?
Yeah.
Not taking anything from my parents, though, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
they're
no.
my first.
No, of
You know,
course.
but in terms of like mentors and all that stuff,
Yeah, outside of your parents, you know,
Yeah.
obviously, like, I think it's important that people, you know that sometimes our family could only get us so far, right? Like, I'm a firm believer that, you know, like, you don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be. And sometimes our parents, it sucks and it's sad, they're not where we want to be. So how can we take advice from someone, right? And sometimes, a lot of the times, our parents set this like example of like not taking risks, just work your 9 to 5, right? And you know, 401k, something secure, then it's to check it every 2 weeks, like. And that's the example they set. So it's easy for us to grow up and be like, oh, I just need to get a good job and I need to do that. But like in your case, your dad didn't teach you that, you know? Like I'm sure he probably had a 9 to 5, but the fact that he bought property and has some kind of passive income kind of made you think like, oh, okay, like if I can do this times 10, I can definitely do it, you know?
Absolutely.
So it matters, like our parents' influences a lot, right? And I forgot where I was going with that.
No, but they do influence us a lot. But you have to take the good.
Yeah.
And some of the things, because everything that our parents, the way they raised us and the way they did things, not everything was like 100% on point. So you just got to take the good and then apply it.
Yeah.
Like take the good, the bits and pieces from your parents, from your mentors, from people that you want to be like, and just take the good and then formulate it into, you know, mold it to the way you are.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense, and that's where I was going with that. The fact that like I wanted to see if there was an outside mentor or someone that you looked up to outside your parents, because our parents can only influence us so much, right? So like. And to you, it was that, right? Seeing that professor and be like, man, if he's doing it, like, why can I do it? But in what terms? And because, like, did he say that he was a successful person?
No, I just would see that he had the job that I wanted. He had,
which is what? Which is being a professor?
Well, he was like for some reason, I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to save the world.
Oh yeah, because you said
I wanted to be a cop, but it didn't happen, dog.
Damn.
I didn't pass background, dogs.
Damn. So this guy did a full 180. He went from being in the streets, being a knucklehead, to be like, you know, I'm going to join the ops. You know? Like,
but what's the question again? Should I forget?
No. I was saying, like, what was it about him that, like...
No, I just felt that
you looked up to him.
He represented what a young Latino should... Where a young Latino would... Okay, how can I put it? He just represented like a successful, like Latino, educated. He represented all that. I wasn't used to that. I was used to some different. So I'm like, I wasn't used to that shit. So it's like, man, come on, man. Like if you do this, you can make it happen. You know? Like, and I was like, I can. But I think people become dangerous when they believe in themselves. Then when you start believing in you and your abilities to make shit happen, everything changes, dog.
Secret sauce or what?
Secret sauce. I became the most dangerous, and I was like, damn, I could do this. Hell yeah, I could do this.
Yeah.
And I had to change the mindset of like, no, vales verga.
Yeah.
No, way, tú vales verga. You know, like that type of shit. And then I had to change it because my whole life I was told.
You kind of had a program.
Yeah.
Your mindset.
So then you start believing shit. Yeah. That's why be mindful on how you speak to yourself. Have you ever heard me say, I can't do that? Or, man, fuck that. Or I'm fucking, dude, I'm a fuck up. Or this. Or
I'm stupid.
Anything negative.
No.
About myself? No. I don't like to self-talk. With that negativity. I like to be like, it can be done, but how bad do you want it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think,
you know, at the end,
I think in order to be successful, you definitely got to be solution oriented, right? You know, fuck ups, bumps, anything that's going to happen is going to get in the way of your success. But as long as you stay solution driven, right? Like you can overcome anything that you face, right?
The key ingredient to success is being disciplined. That's it.
That's it.
Like, dog, you need to have self-control.
Yeah.
If you know you have a meeting tomorrow at 7 a.m., then why the fuck are you out? at midnight. It's self-control, discipline. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Discipline is the key ingredient.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something that happened this morning, right? So I did what I do, right? These meetings, and the man in charge of the whole thing, right? Like the plant manager, whatever. We started talking, right? And he was like, yeah, I work out, and he was pretty fit. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I'm about to get a doctorate. Like he's like, I'm 6 weeks from doing my dissertation. And, his English was not the best. Like you can tell he was paisa, but he was in a good attitude, bro. And we didn't know who he was, but he was there since we got there like at 4 a.m, right? And he was there with his employees, hey, helping passing out flyers, paper. Good attitude. Turns out to be like the boss, right? The chaka right there in the company. And so he's telling me like, oh yeah, well, I was telling him like, oh, that's dope that you're here, He's like, well, I just gotta lead by example, like I can't be a leader and have them show up here at 3:30 in the morning and me not be here. And he was telling me that he owns some real estate. He's like, yeah, I have 5-6 houses. He's like, and I tell people all the time, like, you don't need to be rich to be successful. You gotta be disciplined. He said, $10,000 is all it took. He's like, to build my portfolio of houses. So like I only spent $10,000 to buy my first property, and after that it was just moving your assets and buying more and more and more. He's like, but I tell people you don't have to be rich to be successful. You just got to be disciplined to be successful. And you just said that right now. It's just, like that's the key simple. Is being disciplined. Like
it's pretty simple. I mean, just that people lack discipline. Mm-hmm. And people don't like to take responsibility for their actions.
Right.
They're your actions. Ain't nobody making you do this shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why am I overweight? Because you eat too much. Oh, why am I broke? Because you lack money management. Mm-hmm. Oh, why am I not, why don't I have the career of my dreams? Because you're not chasing it. You're either sitting on the sidelines and watching everybody else make moves. Mm-hmm. You better check yourself in to the game. That's the way I see it. Nobody gave me opportunities. I created my own.
Yeah.
That's what separates me from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, what? All right. What's the worst thing that could happen? I already been through a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm going to make it happen. Resilient.
There you go.
Just be resilient and just do your thing, like come up with a plan and execute. Shit, it ain't that difficult. And it sounds easy, but it could be done. Take responsibility for your actions. Mm-hmm. Man up. And you'll be all right.
Yeah. Discipline and resiliency.
That was a bar right there.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. I don't know if I told you this, but like I heard this quote that said, everybody who's successful likes to say they're self-made, but people who fail don't like to say they're self-made. And both are true. Like, you're successful because of you and you fail because of you. Except when you fail, you don't take responsibility or accountability. But when you're successful, everybody, you want to take all the credit.
I'm not self-made. Mm-hmm. I've always had somebody there.
Right.
I've always had my parents and God. Mm-hmm. My wife. Like, there's somebody there.
Right.
They might not be contributing with certain things, but sometimes just having somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
It's a contribution. I feel.
That's cool.
So I'm not self-made.
All right.
I'm a fucking hustler.
A True Hustle podcast, right?
But I don't think I'm self-made. And I don't think a lot of people should say that they're self-made. Like, you had somebody there.
You had a team, bro. You need a team.
You obviously had somebody to talk to when you were...
At the very least.
Because this entrepreneurship and running your business and doing all kinds of other stuff, that shit comes with more stress than what you think. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you get to pick the stress that you want. You want to pick a stress that you're struggling to fucking provide and you're fucking paycheck to paycheck, or you want to deal with these type of problems? I'll deal with these type of problems.
All day.
All day, every day. I might complain. I'm human, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to process things and, you know, take some time to regroup and then fucking take action again. I do. Shit ain't easy. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's easier said than done, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm getting energy. We're going to go for another hour, folks.
So we're going for another hour. How you feeling, JR?
I feel amazing, man. Life is great.
So good. That's what's up. What are
People, all right. I had a rough 2 weeks, right? So I had pneumonia. I was in the hospital. And hospital visits put a lot of perspective in my life because I'm by myself. Me and my thoughts in a fucking gurney.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what if today is the last day?
Mm-hmm.
Am I fulfilled? Have I done the best that I possibly could? Am I in the best shape? Physically, mentally, spiritually?
Mm-hmm.
I start questioning all that. I'm like, because today could be the day.
Yeah.
The people don't see that shit.
Yeah.
And like, did that comment on Instagram matter?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I started reevaluating everything, dog. And I was just like, you know what? Life is so precious.
Mm-hmm.
And we shouldn't be taking it for granted because it could be gone.
Be taken
Just
away.
like that. Bro, I had all these tests done. I'm like, fuck, man. And I started analyzing myself, like what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
like where I could be better.
Yeah.
And then today is one of the first days that I feel like 1,000%.
You feel 100%. You feel back to normal.
Like, people don't even know the pain I was going through. Back pain. I couldn't breathe. This guy almost had a fucking heart attack. Recording me, call 911 because I couldn't breathe.
So I almost had a heart attack.
No, I'm saying you almost had kind of. You were like, oh my God. Fuck,
Well,
should
nah,
I
bro,
call
it's like-
911? I'm like, chill, fool.
Well, there you were turning like pale. You were like, your lips were like kind of purple. And I'm like, you're good. And you're like, yeah, I'm fine, bro. I'm fine. I was like, you don't look fine. And you're like, no, I don't.
Yeah, but I was honest with myself. Like,
You have to be honest,
I was like,
bro.
you know what? I'm not. I can't breathe. I couldn't catch my breath. Oh, fuck. My lungs were fucking, you know?
Yeah. So what did you learn with these 2 weeks, JR? Besides, like,
I
you know,
learned
not
that-
taking life for granted.
I learned that I don't want to be taking things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want this to be repetitive. Well, no, how can I put it? I learned that I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed to get up every day.
Okay.
I'm blessed to be able to call my parents.
Okay.
I'm blessed to be able to take my kids to dance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed when I walk into my house, my youngest is just like,
Excited.
excited. And I don't want to take those small moments for granted because just like that, it could be gone.
Yeah.
And I want to be more present on everything that I do.
Yeah.
And I want to learn on how to disconnect
Gotcha.
from what I got going and surround myself around way more smarter people, more people that have more wisdom than me, that have been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Right.
Like, you know, those people that I could learn from
Yeah.
to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Not just financially.
Right.
You could be financially rich
Spiritually.
and spiritually and spiritually broke. Like your spirit is just defeated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and then you always get the people, well, it's fucking easy for you to say because you got money. Bitch, you think this shit was easy? Man, I had it harder than anybody. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, me growing up, it was the recipe for disaster, dog.
Yeah.
And I made it.
Yeah, so there's no excuse, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
If you made it, bro, then, you know, there's no excuse for anybody else to use that as an excuse to be like, oh, well, you know, I had a rough upbringing. Because you had a rough upbringing, you know? Yeah. But I guess back to my question is, like, going through what you went through the last 2 weeks, are you taking your health more serious? Or, like, I mean, I'm sure, because I know you take your health serious and you work out and you try to eat right and you eat it as clean as possible, you know, as much as you can. But now that you went through this, where you're like, nah, I gotta switch up everything.
Nah,
you know?
everything got switched up.
Everything got switched up.
Like, we came up with a plan.
Okay.
Like, I'm fucking gonna set 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
No tortillas, no white bread, no fucking all the good shit.
Yeah.
Remember, all the good shit is poison sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna eliminate everything, and you guys are gonna see. Like, you're gonna start seeing, like, because I cannot blame nobody but myself. Ain't nobody forcing me to go eat these fucking tacos. Ain't nobody forcing me to go eat these burgers. It's me. I take responsibility for all that shit. Oh, well, I recorded late, so let me go get this fucking cheeseburger. Nah, dog. It's just I got to make those changes.
Yeah.
And I have to make the changes because I want to be better all around.
Right.
You cannot just shine in one area and lack in all the other areas. You can't be fucking...
You need to be well-rounded.
You can't be the buffest fucking person, all fucking buff and all fucking shit, like work out 24/7 and be broke. And vice versa. You can't be rich as fuck
and fat
as fuck. It just doesn't go.
All right. Let me ask you your segment, right? Would you rather be rich as fuck but fat, or would you rather be broke but fit?
And I have to pick?
You have to pick, bro. Yeah, it's either green or red, bro. Like, it's just the same thing.
I'd rather be rich and then fucking get on a diet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, so rich and fat, right? Like, if you're gonna
for the moment,
yeah, no.
I could work on the,
but it makes sense though. It makes sense because, you know, if you're fit but you're broke, like, it's a lot harder to become financially wealthy. Versus if you're already wealthy and you're fat, like, you have the resources to be like, all right, I'm gonna hire a personal trainer, I'm gonna hire a chef, I'm gonna hire something that, you know,
I'll hire a chef, personal trainer, all that.
All right, well, can I ask you a question, bro? Like,
yeah.
All right, what is the craziest thing you spend money on that you're like, fuck, I should have not fucking spent that much money on this dumb shit, but that you were like, I really wanted it, or, you know, you're just trying to flex, or you're just like, dang, that shit was loud.
All right, well,
yeah, let's go.
You know, I like watches, right? Yeah, I went. Fuck, this is like 2017. I was like, you know what? I need to upgrade my little Rollie. You know,
my little Rollie.
You know, I need to upgrade, and there I go to South Coast Plaza, to the Rolex store, and I bought me a 18 karat GMT2 Rolex.
Sheesh. For those of you guys know about Rolex, I'm sure that's a sheesh moment. I don't know anything, so, you know, I could only assume that's a chat guy's watch.
You know, and shit, ain't no financing there.
Yeah, there's no financing. Okay, so explain to people who want to get into the Rollie game, they got to come with bread because there's no financing.
Yeah, like this one that I'm wearing, the Hublot right now, which I love, by the way. It's probably my favorite watch.
Not a Rollie, right?
No, this one is not a Rollie.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorites. Well, the other one is.
That is a nice watch. Of all the watches I seen you rock,
yeah, this
is probably like my favorite one that I seen you. That I'm like,
this is probably the one I wear the most.
And
because it's not as flashy.
And the presidential one you have is tied too.
Yeah, that one right there, fool. Like, but I keep it in the bank for you.
Yeah, it's well secured.
It's well secured.
You know, don't get no ideas.
You know, but. Yeah, I dropped a lot of money on that shit, bro. And I just did it just because I was like, I need that one.
So it was like,
And now I'm like, now I'm looking at the Audemir Piguet's like, fuck.
it's a different bog.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I need to chill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in a different, you know,
AP.
I've grown.
Yeah,
You know?
but you know, for someone who's like a business person and stuff like that, like watches are not a complete waste of money because they can be assets. They don't lose value, right?
Well, I heard some a beautiful statement.
Oh, okay, what is it?
It's not a statement, it's a phrase. They said, what's his name? Shannon Sharp? Is
Uncle
it?
Shay Shay? Yeah.
Yeah, that fool. He said, you wear your watch to tell time. I wear my watch to tell you how valuable time is.
Yeah.
Banger. I'm like,
Bar
right there, dog.
Yeah. Okay, but that purchase of that Rolly, is it something you regret that you're like?
I don't regret it. I'm just like, damn, I could have bought a property with that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, dog, that shit was, I could have bought a fucking, but they hold their value.
Yeah.
I think it's probably worth over 60. I don't know, something crazy. But, yeah, I don't regret it. But if now I would probably be like, bro, nah, I'm good.
Like you wouldn't buy it now.
Probably not.
And you bought it just because you wanted to make yourself feel good. Like, you know,
I think at that time I was just like, you know what? I need a statement piece.
Okay, you needed like a banger. You needed
You know, like what time is it? So yeah. But at the end, I mean, if you got the means for it, I guess do it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go buy yourself a Rolex or go buy yourself a brand new car if you don't own real estate.
Okay.
I'm just saying. That was a gift after my 40th door.
Yeah, so it was well deserved.
I'm going to do it. I said, fuck it, one more property.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that when you make large purchases or if you make purchases on luxury items, do it because you like it.
Yeah.
Because you genuinely
Want that.
want it, could afford it, and you're not going to go broke trying to do so. Now, if you do it for the wrong reasons, so you're trying to impress fulano, sutano, everybody,
Fulano de tal.
fulano de tal, you're going to fucking go broke. Don't do it. Do it for you because you want it. Capiche?
Let's go, bro. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. You know, like, yeah, no, that's dope. That, I mean, it's just different perspective, bro. You know, like, cause I mean, well, I told you this, right? Like, I've never seen a Rolex in my life, bro, till I started like hanging out with you. You know, I've never been to a Rolex store to you, dog. So it's like there's levels to this shit, fool. You know, like it's different, you know, but at the same time, like, it's dope and it's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's inspiring because it's like, man, you know, like I went from not knowing anybody who owned one to like now I'm around people who own one, you know, like,
Yeah, look at how many people that have been on this chair
yeah,
that fucking have sat there like, and I'm like, I know watches right away. I'm like, that's a badass watch, fool.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So, but it's just mindset is everything.
Mindset and discipline.
Mindset, discipline, and not being afraid of taking that leap.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people get stuck in, right?
You know, what's the worst thing that could happen? All this is attainable.
Yeah,
It is. The difference between me and other people is that I took the risk.
yeah,
It's that simple. Like, I'm like, fuck it. I want the reward. I look at things worst case scenario. If I acquire this asset, what is the worst case scenario? X, Y, and Z. Am I okay with that? Yes. Then I'm going to do it. Everything's worst case scenario for me.
that's good. That's a good.
And everything that I buy is sustainable.
That's a good point. You know.
My life is sustainable. Is that a flex? What do I mean by it? Everything that I own or everything that I have will continue. Whether I make money in real estate or not.
Right.
The market doesn't dictate my lifestyle.
Right. Right.
And I've been like that forever.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to buy something and then the market takes a shit, I gotta go return it? Nah, dog.
Can't be me, huh?
Nah, dog. Not me. Might be a lot of motherfuckers out there that do that shit, but not me. So if that can't be sustainable,
Yeah.
then I'd rather not buy it.
I'd rather not do it.
Because then my other vergüenza, way, like to return some shit, like, because, nah, dog.
Hey, vergüenza robar. You know, returning it because you're going through tough times is not as bad, fool. You know?
I just don't want to put myself in the position where.
And that's good, fool, because you think about shit like that, you know? People don't think about that. People think for instant gratification in the moment, you know, like, what's going to benefit me now and not later, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the older I get, the more I realize that it's like, nah, you got to make the moves now because later it's going to be tougher to make those moves when you're older and your bones hurt, you know, like, fool, you're only getting older, dog. Like, what are you doing, you know? And I feel like a lot of people get stuck in that not jumping, taking that leap of faith, you know? What's that saying? Scare money don't make money, bro.
But there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of people don't believe in themselves, bro. That's a problem.
But it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, all the negative thoughts, all the negative, you know, comments that our parents would make unknowingly, knowing that they were fucking us up by calling us, ay, que menso, you know, más de menso, que, dang, you're so stupid, bro. Like, you know, like all those little things.
People need to snap out of that shit.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is that you went through as a kid and the traumas and pendejo, baboso, this and that, you gotta snap out of that shit. And you gotta reboot your system. Like you need to believe in yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. People self-sabotage a lot.
Yeah.
Like that needs to stop. Like if you want to reach greatness, then you have to stop doing shit like that. Because you're only beating yourself up. Dog, take a step back.
It's a lot easier.
Love yourself a little bit more.
It's a lot easier said than done.
Yes, but I did it. It's doable. It's like, how bad do you want to succeed? Mm-hmm. Like you need to stop certain things.
Yeah.
You need to stop the negative self-talk. You need to stop self-sabotaging. You need to stop doubting yourself. You need to stop fucking not believing in yourself. Mm-hmm. Make all the changes. If you have to go to therapy, go to therapy. But make the changes. People think they have time, but they don't. So you need to start making those changes now. Shit.
Let's go.
You're beautiful. You're great. You're the shit. Affirmations are powerful.
Yeah. Are you the type of person who gives himself affirmations in the morning?
No. Not like I don't read them from a wall and then pound my chest.
Nah.
Or like read them like, no.
What? You look like that person who would.
I just like to do a lot of self-talk.
Self-talk?
Yeah.
So you tell yourself, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, man.
You seen that video of Cristiano Ronaldo kicking that free kick?
Fool, I do shit like that, dog.
You seen it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And it's like, you got this. You've done this before. It's going to go in. You got
I'd be
this.
saying shit like that to my son. My dad would be like, Daddy, you're talking to yourself again? Yeah. I do a lot of self-talk. Well, it's been proven that smart people talk to themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but it's also been proven that crazy people talk to themselves.
Well, then again, it begs the question, are they crazy or they're just genius?
Right? Yeah. So I think I do a lot of self-talk because I have to pump myself up. If you don't think you're the shit, if you don't think you're worthy, if you don't think that you're amazing, and you're going to put that on somebody else to think that of you, bro, it starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with you. You tell yourself, I'm the shit. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to do this at a high level.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to quit. And I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Like, that is magical, bro. Mm-hmm. You know? Self-esteem starts with yourself.
Yeah, you can't spell self-esteem without yourself.
Dog, I'm like pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Love yourself, man. So what if your parents were mean? You know, all the Latinos, like we grew up fucking, we have trauma. We have all kinds of bullshit. Mm-hmm. All this baggage. But, bro, we have to unpack all that shit and love ourselves and fucking be strong and be committed, be disciplined, and anything is possible.
Anything
I feel
is
it.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So our past does not dictate our future,
absolutely not.
right?
Absolutely not.
All right. I mean, is there anything you would like to share with us? A fun fact or something that you're like, you know what? They don't know this about JR, but here you go on your 60th episode. You know, is there something like a fun fact, something that you're like, oh, you know, people like you got 12 toes or something.
12 toes. Nah, I'm pretty open book. I share so much.
Okay.
I don't like to, I keep it real. I keep it honest with everybody. So, but no, man, I'm just like everybody else. Like the majority of our followers are Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
We all grew up the same.
How do you feel about your followers, bro? Are you feel grateful? Or is it like,
Oh yeah, man. Even though there's some haters sprinkle in there,
of course.
it's fucking it comes with the territory. But I'm just thankful for everybody that supports us.
Yeah.
That's why I try to bring so much value.
Right.
Like they're gonna learn something.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna pick up a gem or two.
They're gonna pick up a gem or two.
Even the last episode you had, I was able to pick up a gem, and I was like,
You know what I mean?
it's like,
And
okay.
it came out pretty good too.
I
People
took
don't know that I was taking my asthma pump in the back. Like I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
saw that.
But
People don't know what you go through. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck, dude. I was just in the hospital last week. Goddamn. But now we're here.
Now you're here, bro, recording your
And,
60th episode.
Yeah, 60 episodes in. God, that's a lot. But I do appreciate everybody, and we're gonna continue bringing the heat. That's what we do.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody tapping in. Any more questions for me, bro?
Nah, bro. I think the people got to know you a lot today, and I think they'll get some value off this too. You drop some gems today, and I'm grateful for you, bro. It's dope. Like not a lot of people get to be in my position, and the fact that this is even happening is dope. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that people who watch your podcast, bro, like tap into this one and pick some knowledge up from this right here, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fire, bro.
And I know that we all have similar backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the same neighborhoods that like the majority of our audience comes from, and you just have to want to make the changes in your life.
Yeah. Y no se anden por vencidos.
Like how much do you want this shit? Ask yourself that. Like I want it, but it's gonna come with a bunch of bullshit. But you have to be tough.
Yeah.
You have to be resilient. You just have to fucking roll with the punches sometimes. And sometimes it ain't nice.
Bro, JR is, I know people can't see me, but they can hear me. But JR is one of the hardest workers people I've ever met. The most meticulous, most detail-oriented, the most he will notice the smallest thing, but that's got him to where he's at now.
You know who I get that from?
From who?
From my mom.
Oh, your mom. So your mom's, I haven't met your mom, but she's
my mom is the cleanest, most pays attention to detail.
Yeah.
Like she is that OCD times 10.
Yeah.
I got that quality from my mother.
From your mom.
She fucking, even growing up, tendía las camas.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, perfectly.
Nice and folded.
And unfortunately for us, we couldn't lay on our own bed. She'd be like, no, hasta que se duerman cabrones. No me vayas a arrugar la pinche.
Oh,
no mames, güey.
How am I not? You can't lay down in your bed?
No, until it was bedtime.
Until it was time to go to bed, yeah.
Because those shits were folded so fucking perfectly. And then when we took them off, we had to fold them.
Oh, no way.
See, now you know.
Yeah.
Bro.
Was your mom the type of one who would iron the
She still irons.
the cama, make sure there's no wrinkle?
She irons everything.
Damn,
She'll iron the fucking sábanas. She'll iron.
Yes.
We're gonna lay on them. Why are we?
Yeah.
She's like, ni madres.
No, it's got to be perfect.
And then she has everything fucking. Oh, my mom. Wait till you go to my parents' house. Like, we ever have a thing right there. You're going to be like, oh, my God.
Super clean.
Oh, my God, bro. This shit is like, it's crazy. So I get it from her. So
that's what's up. Well, Jar, is there anything else you want to share? Or
that's it, man. I hope you guys got a lot of info, a lot of good nuggets, and we out.
Peace.
Let's go.